what is business revenue financing, and most importantly, how can you use it to get money to grow your business? Well, in this training, I'm going to decode everything you need to know about using cash flow in your business to qualify for financing easily. I'm going to show you how to get approved no matter how good or even horrible your personal credit may be. I'm going to show you how to get this even in the newer stages of your business. I'm going to give you tips on exactly how to get revenue financing at very low rates, even though a lot of people think that it's not possible. We're going to talk about what you need to do to get your payments to be really low with this kind of financing and every other detail you need to know to get approved. Plus, I'm going to give you some of my best tactics to be able to get the most money at the best terms. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to get you access to our funding vault of 27 killer ways to get money to grow your business. We got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. Business revenue financing is a type of financing where you can get approved based just on the consistency of your cash flow. So if you have cash flow in your business, you've had it for 6 months or more, and that cash flow is consistent, plus you're managing your bank account responsibly, there's a great chance you can get approved. Now, there's a lot of benefits of this type of financing. First of all, credit really doesn't matter. So even if you have a 500 credit score or even lower than that, there's a lot of lenders who will approve you for this kind of financing. And it's one of the fastest type of financing you can actually get approved for. And a lot of times you can get approved and get the money in your bank account in less than 72 hours because all they're really looking at is the consistency of your revenue. So what does it take to actually get approved? Well, first of all, lenders are going to want about 3 to 6 months worth of your bank statements and typically your merchant statements as well. They're looking at your merchant account statements to make sure you don't have a lot of unusual chargebacks where customers are demanding their money back, stating that you didn't deliver on your products and services. And they're looking at your bank accounts just to make sure that you manage those responsibly. So they're typically looking for things like making sure you have a positive ending bank balance. You have money in your bank account at the end of each month. They're looking to make sure that you have more money going in the bank every month than going out. They're looking to see that your revenue is consistent month to month or that it's increasing, that it's actually growing. They're making sure that you don't overdraw your account and have a lot of non-sufficient funds. Basically, they're looking to make sure that you have enough money in that bank account to pay the loan payment you're going to have to pay once they actually issue the loan. Now, if you do meet this criteria, if you do manage that bank account responsibly, great chance you can get approved and get funding very quickly. So how do you get the best terms with this kind of financing? Well, there's a lot of things that lenders look at. First of all, they look at, most importantly, how you manage your bank account. Again, the less risk you are, because the more money you have accessible in your bank account, the more money you have at the end of each month, the better you're managing that bank account, the more secure they feel in the deal and the better terms you're going to get. Terms also have to do with things like what industry you're in. How long have you been in business? Your business credit score, your personal credit score. Those will factor into the type of interest rates you're going to pay, and they'll actually factor into the type of term you get. Now, with revenue financing, the term is even more important than the actual interest rate. And what I mean by that is how long of a term they give you to pay them back is more important than the rate, because that is what will actually give you a lower payment. So you want to work with lenders who will give you the longest term. Typically, up to about 5 years with this kind of financing. So typically they'll give you as short a time as 6 months to pay back the actual debt. They'll give you as much as 5 years to pay back the debt. So again, you want to get the longest terms you can. That's going to give you the lower payment. And keep in mind, you're typically not going to get longer terms with revenue financing until you've already done at least one of these loans and paid them back. So what happens is typically the interest rate is higher, the term is shorter on the very first loan that you ever get. Once you actually get it and you prove that you can pay it back, then once you paid back about half as much as what's owed, then the lender will typically offer you more money, and many other sources will start offering you more money with longer terms and better rates. So the key is to get in on the best terms that you can and then prove yourself. Then it's way easier to get more money at even better terms through future loans as you go to get your second, third, and even fourth type of cash flow financing in the future. You have a lot of different options with this type of financing because it's one of the most popular type of financing that's out there in the business world today. It's offered by thousands and thousands of different funding sources. So how do you know what's the right one to go with? Well, sometimes it's based on your industry. Sometimes it's based on just the overall risk of the deal. What's your credit like? How long you've been in business? So for example, a lot of cash flow financing lenders want to make sure you've been in business for 12 months or more and have $10,000 a month or $120,000 a year in revenue. There's other ones that will lend you money if you've only been in business for 3, even 6 months, and if you have only $5,000 worth of revenue. There's some that really focus on on certain industries like restaurants. There's others that won't do certain industries like restaurants. So a lot of variables here on where to go. There's also ones that deal with artificial intelligence. So if we deal with places like Bluevine, or we look at places like Fundbox, they actually use AI to underwrite your bank account. They actually get your login credentials, and their technology goes into your bank account and does the underwriting. And the nice thing there is you don't have to supply merchant account statements and bank statements, plus the approval and funding happens even faster. Sometimes it's in as little as 24 hours. There's also sources that will give you a second loan behind the first one, or a third loan. So once you get the first cash flow financing deal, you might be able to get a second loan or a third loan behind that. There's even sources who will give you the first loan and even give you a credit line to go along with the first one. So a lot of different options with cash flow financing, because it is one of, if not the most popular kind of financing in the business world. So where do you go for help? Well, you can definitely get in touch with us and we can guide you. We work with over 1,000 different funding sources, every legitimate type of funding product. And on a consultation with us, we'll do a free funding assessment to figure out what kind of financing you can get now, and even talk to you about the best sources to be able to go through to get that financing. We'll actually get your business credit reports with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian also, and go through those with you, give you tips and tactics to improve your business credit. And we'll do a fundability assessment as well to help you fix the things that lenders look at that make you more fundable, to radically increase the chances of getting approved, and getting approved for the most money at the best terms. Plus, if you want access to even more cool ways to get financing, then we'll talk to you about those on this consultation call. You can give us a call at 877-600-2487, 877-600-2487 to get your fundability assessment, funding qualification, and your business credit reports and review. You can also schedule online at creditsuite.com/consult. And don't forget to grab our funding vault of 27 killer ways to get money to grow your business. You can grab that at creditsuite.com/27 ways. That's creditsuite.com/27, the word ways. And also, if you got value from this training, make sure you like and subscribe, and keep your eye out for our next training where we talk about more cool ways to get money to start and grow your business.